Good morning, garden friends and family. It's Judy from A Girl in the Garden, Zone 5B, Chicagoland area. Yesterday I sent a morning video that I'm going to try to do every day. So, morning. I got my Mountain Dew, because I don't drink coffee. But I wanted to go over like garden goals, how to set it up, where my thought is, how I set up my garden goals. So I'm just going to kind of get in and get to the nitty gritty and just kind of go over where my brain is. 2023 garden goals. Lord have mercy, look at my hair. Woo, bedhead. Step 1, go through seeds and make a plan. What do you want? What do you have? What do you need to order? So I kind of already know what I have, right? Because we're all seed collectors. Or at least I am. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't think I am. If we're watching garden videos, I don't think I'm the only seed collector. Not just a collector, a gardener. There's a difference. Anyway, side topic. What do you want to grow? What do you use in your home? So the first thing I do is I look through all my seeds. I kind of pull out everything that I want. I make a list of what I don't have. And then I order, some seeds. I got some seeds for Christmas. I get seeds every year for my birthday, Mother's Day, Easter, Valentine's Day. Yeah, anytime I want, I get seeds. So make a plan. Have your seeds, make a plan, draw out your garden, know your square footage. Are you in ground? My in ground is 20 by 30. I have 6 raised beds. I have 2 4x4s and 4 2x4s. Containers, grow bags, pots. Take inventory. What do you have? What do you want to grow? What are you going to do with those? Are you doing it on your deck? Are you doing it in your patio? Are you doing it on the west side of your house? Like, where are you going to put it? Draw it. Have a plan. Going back to seeds, where are you going to plant these seeds? Are you starting them indoors? Are they direct sow? Are they start before, 6 to 8 weeks, 10 to 12, 12 to 14? How is it going to be? When do you start your seeds? So that's kind of, step 1, parts 1 through 3. Number 2, that was number 2 as well. Going through your seeds and really just, how many tomatoes am I going to plant? What kind of tomatoes am I going to plant? Am I only going to do cherry tomatoes? Am I only going to do candied tomatoes? Am I only going to do slicer tomatoes? How many peppers? How many eggplants? You guys, my brain is like nonstop. You ever see those videos where it's like all these little things? That's my brain right now. How many eggplants do you need? How many peppers do you need? Do you want hot peppers? Do you want, mild peppers? Do you want salsa peppers? Do you want stuff that you can only grill or should only grill or dehydrate or freeze dry? Or, how are you going to be doing these? Jumping ahead. So that's where it is. I mean, my planning is usually about a week long. I'm not gonna lie, because I usually change my mind, and sometimes when I'm planting my seeds, I change my mind. So what do you plan to do with the garden? Do you want to do square footage? Are you doing companion? There's a grid. I'll link it in the link below. It's a grid on square footage. So it really helps you like maximize your space. I do that a lot with my garden. Raised beds, because they are kind of odd shaped. So I want to get the most out of I want to get the most bang for my buck out of those. And then when I companion plant in the ground, just because basil and herbs, and then obviously I have some of that in containers too. So it's really like, it's a process. and we have to be prepared. To be successful, we have to be prepared. We have to have a plan. You know, do you have goals of preservation? Are you canning? Are you freeze drying? Are you dehydrating? Are you just freezing? Are you eating fresh? How much do you need? Are you doing it for survival mode? Are you doing it because of food allergies? Are you doing it because of, like, why are you growing your garden? Are you doing it for food preservation of what kind, right? How big's your family? Do you give it away to family and friends? These are all things that we need to think of. I dehydrate, I freeze, we eat a lot of fresh, we grill, you know, I do a lot of things, and I give a lot of it away. I have coworkers, I have family, neighbors that I give it to. I have a tendency to overplant. I have a tendency to have, you know, usually pretty high yields on a lot of things. So I write down, I have a journal. Everybody should have a garden journal. If you don't have one, get it. Mine's just, I'll link it. I got it on Amazon. It's how much do you need for your purpose? Last year, when I canned tomatoes, I did marinara, spaghetti sauce, things like that, things that my family would eat. I had to make sure we had 52 quart, so those are the big canners, quart spaghetti sauce or marinara, because we usually typically eat pasta once a week. So I wanted to make sure I had enough for that. And then we have salsa. You know, I had to go for holidays, football, gift baskets at Christmas time. So I had to do at least 26 pints of salsa. I make my own spices, my own herbs. So I had to make sure when I dehydrated that stuff that I had enough to make everything that I make. I don't know if you've all seen videos of mine in the past, but I've talked about severe food allergies that I have, that I can't eat a whole lot of processed food. So this is one of my reasons why I do this. And now that my husband has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, he can't eat a whole lot of red sauce. So this year maybe my tomato processing is going to be a little bit different, maybe not as much, because he can't have high acidic foods. So my planning process this year is going to be a little bit different right now from what I would have done in the past. So I mean, it really, I have a friend, she's a whimsical gardener. She just kind of goes and does whatever feels right at that moment. And then she doesn't have a whole lot to preserve in the end, which is fine. And that works for her. I need to make sure I have enough to eat fresh for my family at that time and to preserve to last me through the year. It is so economically important for me, and a lot of people, I'm sure, to spend $2 or up to $3.50 on a thing of seeds, knowing that I can get, I don't know, let's just say tomatoes, slicer, or canning tomatoes, like San Marzanos or Roma tomato, right? 15 seeds in a packet. I'm going to do probably 5 to 6 plants in the past, just because I needed a higher yield. You know, and where my friend might only do 1 because she doesn't need what we need. So know your needs before you start planning, or when you're planning, I should say. Another big one for me is have fun. Like, gardening is no fun when you're stressed about gardening. When you are stressing about what you have to do once you get the seeds started and the process of growing those seedlings and getting it to where you want it to be successful, you have to enjoy it. You can't be stressed over it. So with that being said, I always try to throw an experiment in there. Like, I want to try something I haven't tried before. And when I get through my planning process, I'll go through everything that we're going to plant or grow, and I'll show you my sketch, my garden drawing, and what I'm trying new this year. And then pollinators. My other big one, which I'm really bad at, I need pollinators. You need pollinators. We all need pollinators. Pollinators need us, right? Right. So what kind of pollinator do you want in your garden? And not just one pollinator. You need a couple pollinators, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So what is a good companion pollinator for these things? You know, is it bee balm? Is it I don't know. I let some of my basil go to flowers just because. But what are you gonna do to help? It's a cycle. You know, we all go around. It's a cycle of life, right? Pollinators need us. We need them. So that's pretty much all I have right now. I will link in my garden grid that I got, my garden journal that I have. I also have, I use a calendar on when I start seeds. It's just easier for my brain. The journal is more for how did everything go, how much am I planting, when did I plant it. My calendar is highlighted of when I need to start those seeds, when I actually start those seeds. And yeah, and you know, I love it. I love doing this. I love preserving. I love being able to go to my pantry and be like, okay, I need salsa because we're going to our friend's house, or I need pickles because we're out of pickles. You know, what kind of pickles do you have? I'm not gonna lie, I have, you know, bread and butter. I have my grandma's recipe. They're called crystal pickles. They're so good. I have bread and butter, dill, grandma's. You know, so how many cucumbers do I need for all that, right? So it's a process. Start now. I don't know where you live. Like I said, I'm FIB. I usually start most of my seeds in February-ish, depending on what it is. So until next time, have a great day. Happy planting.